nice reversal.
Man, his opponent looked like a punk with that counter.
Lashley's made a name for himself doing exactly that, Taz, and I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Lashley just needs to stay focused and take care of business right now in that ring. He slipped out of that one. You feel like a real jerk when somebody counters you like that.
I don't think there's ever been a more feared or brutal competitor than this man, Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
The Anvil got his name for a reason. He can take a hammering and come back for more.
There's no disputing his toughness, Taz, but I question whether or not he takes things to the floor.
Who are you to question anybody anyway? Neidhart is a future Hall of Famer. Well, kind of, maybe.
Watching these superstars go at it reminds me why I prefer to stay on this side of the out. He knows his opponent is completely helpless to resist the submission hold.
And that means you got to either dig deep and find a way to break it, or you got to just flat out tap out.
I think that if one of these superstars successfully executes their finishing move, this one is over.
That ain't necessarily the case, Cole. Just because it's called a finisher doesn't mean it always ends the match.
You sound like you're speaking from experience here, Taz.
Of course not. Whenever I locked into Taz's mission, that was it. End of story. It was over.
I think you're developing a selective memory in your old age, partner.
Chris Benoit's a great technical wrestler, no doubt about it. But after taking all the abuse he's taken in his career, I don't know if he's got what it takes to win here tonight.
The smart money never bets against Chris Benoit, Taz. He's got a well-earned reputation for coming out ahead in just about any encounter.
Look, bottom line this thing right now, Bobby Lashley is a legit tough guy. There's no doubt about that.
Sure. What about his speed? It's rare to see a superstar with the combination of strength and quickness that Lashley possesses.
These superstars are on top of their game, but only one of them is going to have their hand raised at the end of this one.
And that's a real shame because, like you said, this has been a great match so far.
But what do you want, Cole? You want to say that everyone wins so nobody gets their feelings hurt?
I never said that. I'm just saying that in a great match like this, everyone involved deserves credit for it. And what a counter that was. Correct me if I'm wrong, Taz, but Paul Burchill might be the only superstar in WWE history to be able to claim actual pirates as ancestors.
Come on, Cole. You don't seriously believe all that stuff about Burchill being descended. This could be 3 right here.
What a reversal. When you talk about the most ruthless, remorseless superstar,
Looks like a tag to me. He can talk all he wants, Cole, but once he's lost the match, this guy's going to wish that he spent more time going after his opponent.
I think you're wrong about that, Taz. I think this is going to make his victory tonight that much sweeter. And there's the submission hold. What a deadly maneuver this is.
You're not kidding, Cole.
That reversal might set his opponent's momentum dead. He saw that one coming.
Man,
He's taking a little time to give his opponent a piece of his mind.
you sure you can spare it, Cole? Hey, the ref's got a tough job. I mean, trying to keep these superstars on the up and up, that's hard. You know, you can show off for the crowd all you want. All that does is let your opponent rest up.
Actually, Taz, I think it's a great display of confidence on the part of this great superstar.
You know, Cole, I got a lot of respect for Chris Benoit, but he also jumped back and forth between Raw and SmackDown more than any other superstar. It almost looks to me like he might be choosing the path of least resistance, if you know what I'm saying.
He wasted no time going for that pin. Each of these competitors is looking for the slightest hint of weakness in the other.
That's the law of the jungle, Cole. An injured superstar is like a wounded animal. It's survival of the fittest.
And that also means that if you're not at 100%, you've got to be able to fight it from your opponent.
You got that right, Cole. This business is as psychological as it is.
And here's a little something for the fans. That's why they love him.
You know what? But who cares what they think? All he's doing here is giving us a pause and trying to recover. Bobby Lashley's a big guy, no doubt about that. And he knows how to use that size and strength.
You're kidding, right? It seems to me like those are Lashley's two biggest advantages. They've certainly served him well so far in his career.
Keep telling yourself that, Cole. One thing I learned in my career is that the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Lashley's got to be careful. He might learn that the hard way tonight. So Virtual's supposed to be a pirate, right?
Wow, that was pretty bad. Even for you, partner.
Hey, give me a break. Look what you got to work with here. Jim Neidhart is a tough son of a gun, and I doubt highly that a lot of today's superstars can hang with him in the ring.
Oh, I think you're selling them a little short, Taz. No disrespect to the Anvil, but I think there are a number of superstars who have learned a great deal from watching him and might even be able to teach him a thing or two.
I gotta tell you, Cole, I thought I had this thing figured out. But now I got no idea how this is going to end.
Neither do I, Taz. And I think it's that unpredictability that makes it so exciting.
No doubt, Cole. He ain't taking any chances with this submission, Cole. Look at how tight he's got it locked in.
I see that, Taz. I wouldn't be surprised if he got his opponent to tap out right here.
This match is so good, it's even worth sitting next to you to watch it, Cole.
Thanks a lot, Taz. You know, you're not always my #1 choice for a podcast partner either.
You know what you should do, Girl Pants? You should team up with Jerry Lawler, and you can be the king and queen on commentary.
Real funny, Taz. You know, that would almost be worth not having to work with a joker like you all the time. Did they get the tag? Yes!
I think Benoit might have lost a step or two when he took that little vacation from SmackDown. You know what I'm saying? We all know that the competition on Raw isn't exactly impressive, and I think Benoit might have gotten a little rusty.
What are you talking about? If anything, Benoit's become more impressive since he went to Raw. And it's great to see him in action again tonight.
This guy might not have enough to kick out. These WWE fans just can't get enough of these superstars.
And I'm glad to see it. A WWE match isn't just about competition. Submission hold locked in. We may see a tap out right here.
And even if you can't make your opponent tap out, this will take a lot of fight out of him.
Rope break.
This has been a great match so far. I think it's pretty obvious which way it's going.
Oh, really? Are you willing to go out on a limb and actually make a guess then?
There's no guesswork involved, Cole. But if you're going to be snippy, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
Wow, if I knew it was that easy, I would have said that years ago. Bobby Lashley is about as impressive as specimen. He's got him covered. Paul Burchill's somewhat unconventional style comes from the fact that he's descended from pirates. In fact, he claims the legendary Blackbeard is one of his ancestors.
I hate to knock this dude's family and stuff, but look, he's going for the pin, Cole.
I hope last time we see these superstars face off.
You're not going to hear me say this much, Cole, but I definitely agree with you. This has all the makings of a nice, long feud.
I don't know how nice it is, but there are certain...
Looks like he's going for it.
And he got all that big shoulder block. That could be the difference maker.
Man, sometimes you forget just how smash-mouth Jim Neidhart's style is. This guy's an ox.
In his day, the Anvil was one of the most feared superstars in WWE, and that hasn't changed.
Yeah, if you ask me, some of today's superstars can use a little toughen up at the hands of the Anvil. I'll tell you, all the WWE superstars are legit tough guys, but these superstars are really raising the bar here tonight.
They sure are, Taz. We're seeing some great intensity here tonight.
And that's the name of the game, Cole, intensity. You gotta stand your opponent until one of you can't go anymore.
I think these superstars are well aware of that, Taz. I think that's exactly what they've got in mind. These fans have certainly rallied around Bobby Lashley, and it's not hard to see why.
Lashley just needs to stay focused and take care of business right now in that ring.
He's looking for something big here.
Oh, that's quite possibly the biggest shoulder block I've ever seen. And there's the tag. You keep telling yourself that, Cole. One thing I learned in my career is that the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Lashley's got to be careful. He might learn that. Here's the pin.